Happy Friday. Is it just me or this week has just flown by extremely fast? Extremely fast. I'm talking about like I woke up this morning and was like, it's Friday already. Hello everybody. Thank you and welcome to our Friday midday. Joining us in just a moment, we are about to have Black Wall Street Challenge join us. Hello, Steph.
What up?
Oh my gosh, it's been like a couple of weeks. It feels forever.
I know it feel like forever, don't it? Yeah,
How have you been?
I've been Gucci. What about you? How you been?
Man, same here. Same here. It's just one of these situations where it's just like, June is a really busy month. You know what I'm saying? Like,
It,
it led us into us coming back from Tulsa for the 100 year or the 100 years since the massacre. My
hmm
son turned 9. We had Juneteenth. It still is, Hip Hop Appreciation Month. You
Right,
know, it's been a lot. It's been a lot. What about you?
man. It's been a lot going on this end too, man. Just still coming down from the Tulsa trip, then trying to get back into the swing of things, working. The
Yeah.
been picking up, so I've been doing a lot of like loan closings. So loan closings is like my new little thing I'm doing now. So I'm getting good at this. So. Uh, Yeah, I've just been grinding right now. But
Yeah.
we
So wait,
gotta get together though.
you brought that up like that's stuff that's in regular everyday conversation. Hold on. Loan
Which
closing.
the notary.
Mind.
Okay, so rewind. I started recently back in April, started a mobile notary business, and I basically just go around the city and surrounding parts of Missouri and do notarizations. Now, one thing that you also need a notary for is a loan closing.
Okay.
And a loan closing is actually a bit more of a tedious process, and there's more paperwork involved and more stamps and things like that. But when you know what you're doing, there's a lot of money to be made. Like you think of a mobile notary and you think like, I mean, come on, how much could you possibly charge? But for loan closings, you can make some pretty decent money, like upwards of a couple $100 for each, per each one. So, and it's probably take you an hour. So,
Not at all. So, if somebody was interested in like joining you, and learning how to make money, as being a mobile notary, how would you suggest like how much is the cost to get started and why you think that somebody should do like something like that on the side and make
oh
money?
wow, the cost to get started is relatively cheap in Missouri. Now, different states have different, things you have to do to become a notary. But in Missouri, I believe it's like 125 altogether or 150. Yeah, and then from there, I mean, to start your own business is about $100 as well. So we talked about that back in Financial Literacy Month, how
Yeah.
you start a business in Missouri for like what, $60 or something like that, somewhere around there. So
Hmm.
yeah, so a couple $100 you could start a mobile notary company. You already have a car and that kind of stuff. I mean, you'll of course spend money on other things like marketing and stuff like that, but I mean to get started, it's relatively light. A person could take a 2-week check and just start a business. So it's something to look for. Something, and you get your return on investment really quick if you just get right to work. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah. Do you need more people on your team?
I definitely do. If you're serious and you live in Missouri and you want to be a notary, hit me up. I will send you all the information you need to go ahead and get your notary stamp. And then once you get that stamp, we can sit down and we can talk about how you can make some money. So hit me
No.
up. Serious
No.
about that.
And I think that what people don't realize is I was reading an article and they were talking about how the world of people having a trade is leaving because they started taking it out of schools. And I started a sewing class, right?
Mm.
I know, right? And so when we were talking about it, and they were just saying how it's a dying trade because a lot of people don't know how to sew. And so as a result, what's happening is there's all these jobs that are available and all these orders that need to be fulfilled, but there's nobody who know how to sew. It's not like it's just a regular job. Like you got to straight know how to sew.
That's
And not a lot of people who know how to sew, so these positions are just vacant, but they pay a lot of money, but nobody knows how to sew. Ain't that crazy though?
that is crazy because that's got me thinking like, wow, maybe that explains why they have like I don't know all these other countries that like they call them sweatshops or whatnot, but like maybe it's like that's why a lot of that business goes. They I don't know. That's crazy. Phew. I need to
I,
learn how to.
sure. I catch what you're saying. I have to say that I agree with you because if we're not willing to learn trades and have something like that under our belt here in America, they have no choice but to go other places. If we, they can't even get the help here in the States.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know how we gonna compete in the future, but if you want to be a mobile notary, it's recession proof. And as a matter of fact, with the housing stuff that's going on right now, I mean, it's a lot of money to be made out there. So
It definitely is. It definitely is. And I think that apart with, with Black Wall Street challenges, and this could be, again, this is just me saying this, and I could be so wrong. I feel like your Black Wall Street challenge is so many different components, which makes the challenge. Yes, it is to support a Black business, but it's also to support yourself, to also find the knowledge that can help you better yourself. So that way we can get back to creating our own Black Wall Street. And I feel like it's with you, as with mentioning, like being with becoming a mobile notary. Shoot, if you're interested in insurance or learning how to do taxes, basically having something that is a skill, something that you have as a license. Because once you get it that one time, all you have to do is pay your yearly fee to keep up with it. And just making that extra money is what's so important right now.
yes, it is. The job
Mm-hmm.
market not that guaranteed anymore. I mean, it never really was, but now more than ever, you can see it. Like even
Yeah.
like just going to school, getting a degree, and saying, "Hey, I'm
Yep.
gonna." That route is not guaranteed, So you always have to have some sort of backup plan, maybe two of them, or more.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And it's like, as you were mentioning, it's like, again, I didn't go to a tech school. I didn't go to any of that growing up. It was just one of those, the regular academics, and what you get is what you got. But it's like now with us being older, it's like school is getting ready to start in a couple of months. We don't know what's getting ready to go on because, of course, you see that they're talking about the COVID-19 Delta variant.
Hmm.
Right, right. So that's another conversation when it comes to people and being vaccinated, like that's a whole nother conversation.
Whole nother conversation.
I know, I know. Hello to everybody that's on this live right now. We are just talking about why it's important to have a backup plan when it comes to having a license of some sort or some type of service that you offer, because we really don't know what's going on. They're saying the kids are going to be going to school in fall, yet I just read a story this morning of the Delta variant of about 900 new cases since it came out in Missouri alone. And
Mm.
then they're saying that basically people who are unvaccinated will get hit the hardest with it.
Well, I mean, that wouldn't make sense. But if I don't know. Me personally, I feel like that goes back to what you were saying about having to have these other hustles because if you have kids and they can't go to school, guess what? You probably can't go to work. So you might need another hustle or two that you could generate some, extra ends to not really feel that whole brunt of that force of not having to go to work or not being able to go to work. Because some people don't have the luxury of not going to work if their kids can't go to school or they don't have another person to help them. So if their kids can't go to school, they don't have nobody watching. So guess what? They got to figure it out. They got to be at home with the kids and they got to make money. So
Yeah.
another thing though that made me also want to throw out there is I probably should learn how to sew though because I also, you know, I also got this merch that I sell.
Ah!
This been keeping me busy too. Now we got these
Yeah.
designs that come out. It says I love BLB, yada yada yada, black on business is on the back, and it says the newer ones say Black Dollars Matter 365. Let me show you because we got this other design too sitting behind me, this
Okay.
perfect time. That's the logo. And then we got these that say, so all the new ones say this on the back. Black Dollars Matter 365. So that's another thing that keep your boy busy. I'm selling these out the trunk. We shipping them. They $25 plus shipping if you from out of town. If you in the Lou, we will pull up on you with
That's
the
right.
key car. You hear me? But that's
Yeah.
the thing you can do. You can sell your own merch out the trunk with your babies with you, and they'll see mama and daddy getting it as well as learning how to be an entrepreneur, by watching. So hey,
And then the
yeah.
part that I love the most is right now it's so important for us to make sure that we show our children the way. That's
Yes.
really what the big thing is right now. It's like, I went to a funeral yesterday.
Sorry to
And,
hear that.
yeah, I know, right? Right. But this person in particular who lost their mother, she's been blessed and had her mother for 76 years of her life. 76 years. But the inheritance that she left, and I'm not talking about just the money, I'm talking about looking at the family, looking at the men in the family, walk the women up to do the viewing of the body and the support that the men had for the women in the family. I mean, tell the lessons that woman taught her family were lessons that would be passed down to generations and to generations. And what we have to do is sit back and look at ourselves and wonder, even if you don't have any children, you're an aunt to somebody, you're an older cousin to somebody. What is the inheritance that we're going to leave behind to our families? Not just speaking about the money. What are we going to leave behind? What is the legacy that we want to leave? Do they feel sick? Do these children feel secure? Are we using our time with them to build that confidence while they're little? Because it's harder to build that confidence when they're an adult. That's why we got to do it when they're young. We got to be honest with ourselves and wonder, is the life that we're living, we're all human, so we all have sinful ways, okay? I'm gonna leave that there.
Yeah.
But we have to really get to a point to where we really got to be fucking honest with ourselves. Right now it's a strawberry moon. It's the last super moon of 2021, which means that this moon is very important for getting rid of all these things, these bad habits that we have, that we've been saying that we want to shake, these different things that we want to let go, so we can make room for new beginnings and new opportunities. Hence why we're in summer, which means it's all about refreshing, right? I just feel like
Mm-hmm.
right now, definitely at this time right now, where we really got to look at what is it that we're teaching our children, not just our children, but what kind of voice do we have with the community? We can share pictures of looking beautiful all day. We can share pictures of us looking handsome and this and that. But what are we really, what are we really inspiring people with our platforms and the connections that we have with just our family, and when we're in passing, what are we leaving behind? Not just when we die, but just the fucking day.
Wow. You
Yeah.
just went so deep right there. And it just me up to like, you know what? I've always felt like that when it comes to just the social media alone. Like when you say like, what are we leaving and what are we doing? Like when I first started to do this Black Wall Street Challenge, that was the main thing that was like, what can I do
Yeah.
that would leave a legacy that would also show like some some good on the internet,
Yeah.
because so often we get on here and we just see so much, and I'm not trying to take you out of church, but I'm just saying we just see so much negativity and things that are detrimental to our success. And
That's
we
right.
spend so many hours of our life scrolling, looking through this stuff. And we never think about what we're actually putting inside of us, which is actually what we're going to reflect to our children.
Yeah.
So you do have to be real with yourself. And I'm
Yeah.
not saying have fun, because I am a firm believer of chewing bubble gum and walking at the same time. You can do both.
Oh,
But you have to take everything in moderation, and you have to understand that there's a consequence and an action and a cause and an effect for some of
yeah.
the things we wasting our time on. And you
We,
have to be real. Like, how do my children see me? You know what I'm saying? What
Oh,
is the
for
reflection that I'm showing them? You know, when I do this in front of them, or when I treat another person a certain way in front of them, how does that affect them? How does that
yeah.
affect my legacy that I'm leaving? And you're right. And another thing that I want to just throw out there, I was reading some a while back, and it always stuck in my head because this is another reason why I'm so driven, and I'm always doing something now with my time, because we all got an expiration date. We don't know it, but the average person is forgotten about after 2 generations. After 2 generations, if you don't leave a legacy, like if you don't really leave a legacy, a name for your family, and you don't live for your grandkids, then in most situations, after your grandkids pass, they grandkids not gonna know who you are. Or their kids might not even know who you are, depending on the age and things like that. So I'm very, very, very aware, and I like to call it just, I don't know, the term, I love the term self-actualization. It's just knowing where I am at all the time and what I'm doing. And even when I'm messing up, I know I'm fucking up. That's why I pull out a little bit, because I be like, oh, I ain't gonna fuck with you niggas right now. Y'all trying to make me fuck up. But I catch myself. But it's time. I'm not perfect though. I'm still trying to, become this, better version of myself every day. But I'm so aware of even when I'm doing wrong. And I'm like, see, why would you do that?
Oh, we can
Don't.
feel it. We can feel it when we're doing something that we're not supposed to. It's like, again, it's like, well, to kind of circle back around, and I don't mean to be like negative Nancy, but it's the truth on what I'm about to say. Our children are being exposed in a way that we were able to navigate as an adult with a mature mind. Even if we still weren't as mature, we were more mature than where we were at their age. These
Mm-hmm.
I took my son, well, Aiden, my oldest, me and him were spending the day together, and he wanted to go to High Point downtown to get a burger and stuff, right? Now, while we were eating, and with the name High Point, Hi, right? Pointe, and on the wall it said something about get high, get HI, and it was an astronaut going to space.
Mm-hmm.
Was like, and it said get high, and it had a question mark. He was like, "No, nah, I don't want to get high," and I was like, "I think they're talking about High Point." He said, "I think they're talking about drugs," and I was like, "Oh shit!" And I knew that's what they were talking about, but
Right.
I was like, "What you know about like high and drugs?" And he was like, "I mean, I don't want that type of high because they were getting high off marijuana and weed, mama." And I was like, "Damn, my fucking son! It just turned 9 this past Monday, and this is what he knows." So I'm just like, you know what? It's definitely important to make sure that, especially if you have multiple children, it's really important
Mm-hmm.
that you spend, I don't care if you can only give their child 15 minutes a day. Spend that time while your other children are getting ready for school, taking a shower or something for school for, that night. Find some time to really have dialogue with your children because they are learning at a rate that is faster than what we were. Right before we
Yes.
got live, I was on Facebook, and I hopped on Facebook and I saw it actually was this dude. We went to high school together. He graduated a year before me. His son is just a couple of years older than mine. He just found out 2 days ago, mind you, Father's Day was just Sunday, that his son has a brain tumor and he had a GoFundMe. And like and the conversations, and I'm just reading his posts over these past few days. They just found out he had the brain tumor yesterday, and they were talking about the most difficult conversation was actually telling the other kids what's going on with their brother, and to explain to your child, you finna lose your hair, you finna go, this is what kind of procedures you getting ready to go through. And they were talking about he was taking it as a champion because kids believe what you tell them. If you tell him he's a champion, and if you tell him that he will get through this, that we just like the power of a child's mind, he will be way beyond just Superman. He's gonna be so powerful. It's so important. As Black Dollar Network is saying, communication makes a difference. And with these kids, this is brand new to them. This life is still new to them. That's why I think that adults, why we like kids, and that's why I love my kids being little. They ask me, do I want them to be babies again? Hell motherfucking nah. I enjoy I enjoy seeing when something that they don't get and when they finally grasp it in their faces and how much they glow. Like, this is the type of energy that we need to pour into our kids every day. I don't care if it's just a simple affirmation for them to start manifesting within, because we don't know what's going on now. We really
Yeah,
don't, you
we got to
know?
be with
Yeah.
them.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
I can't, I know exactly how you feeling. It's definitely we got to be on them. But
Yeah. Yeah.
woo, we done
No,
went from midday money break to the moon to the super moon to the babies, man. We did the sun, moon, and the star. We did the whole universe.
literally, and what all stems at the end of the day is still making sure that we have a backup plan. A
Mm.
backup plan. And whether you're interested in becoming a mobile notary, whether you're interested in any of this stuff, now is that time to definitely bet on yourself, for real, for real, for real. Because right now is definitely that time. We're halfway through the year already.
Already,
Already.
already. That-
Already.
yeah. Uh, You're right, man. We got to get on it. And you guys, we also want y'all to tag some black businesses as well. We would love to bring on any of these. I see a Fonzie consultant. I mean, look, hey, we definitely want to bring some black businesses on here as well in the future. So if you guys know any, tag them in the comments. And
Yes.
all of this does relate because when you think about uh, what to do with your time, being an entrepreneur, business owner, your kids,
Yep.
family, all of it ties together. And sometimes we do kind of separate those things. And in
Yeah.
actuality, they all tie together because your kids are watching you, like you said. And imagine if you started, just imagine if somebody would have put this game that you got now in you from a baby. You know what I'm saying? Or I think about that too, and I think about like even just with like talking to your kids about money. Like my family, I just hate to say it, but I think it's probably for most families in that time, they talked about, we learned about sex before we learned about money, good money habits. People
Yeah.
told you better do this and do that, or but we didn't sit at the dinner table and tell our kids. They didn't tell me like, hey, you should think about all these other avenues out there. Don't just think, school and then work for somebody. Think of how you can start your own business, or think of how you can create your own lane, or always have another hustle. This is what we're telling our kids now, but this is something that I feel like, wow, if somebody would have gave me the Black Wall Street challenge mindset, even just the idea of knowing about it like
Yeah.
20 years earlier, I mean, I don't know where I would be right now, but I'm not going to I don't regret it, but I'm just saying, it's just
Oh,
think about
absolutely. And
now.
to
I that
on,
tell the youth, like I try to empower them now with that.
yeah, and absolutely, and I'm gonna say this, and I'm not gonna go long winded because I will talk. I think that if you are completely foreign when it comes to speaking to your children about finances, I bet you they're gonna tell you that this is something that they want, and if it's something that they want, use as an opportunity to make them. You can tell them, check this out. You want this toy that you see on TV. Y'all look it up on his phones because we all got these smartphones. You see it costs $40. All right, bet. I will give you $20 towards it, but you got to earn this other $20. And this is how you do it. You can clean the kitchen. This costs $5 if the kitchen is clean, right? You can be like, you can earn $5 each day, but I need X, A, B, and C completed before the day is over, or you set a certain time. I just think that this is the part of where we got to get creative as parents, even if
Mm-hmm.
we know how to teach finances, just simply making them earn it. Because we all know, think about it, these kids get all these fucking toys and don't even play with them or break them and be like, oh, fuck that toy. No, fuck
Lose
you,
them.
because that shit just cost $40, fucker. So so I think that these kids, they feel that everything that they get is just tangible. And I think if we could just slow it down a minute and make our kids, you invest in them and say, hey, I'll put half of it, but you got to earn that other 50%. I think by simply just making them earn shit, they'll appreciate it better. So that's just my
No,
advice.
I agree with you. Hey, shit. My parents definitely made me earn some shit though. I
Me
mean,
too. Me too. And I love it. It definitely helped. Definitely.
Yep. Wow. That was really good, man. It felt good
Yep.
to get back here, man. We hadn't
I
had a nice
love.
midday money break in weeks, man.
Yeah, it's been a week, 2 weeks. Today would have been three. Like, oh hell nah. So yeah, today would have been three if we didn't hop on. Like, it's just we both been having so much going on. You know what I
No,
mean?
yeah.
30 on a Friday is such a popular time.
It pop.
It-
I'm finna get on my bike soon as we get on up out of here.
yeah, I'm about to knock out some stuff. I have an audition at 6 o'clock, so kind of mentally get. I need to take a nap and shake off
Okay.
my.
Good luck with that.
Thank you. Yeah, yeah. So if you see me talking about something new soon, that means my ass got the part. So you know what
Okay. You
I
gonna
mean?
get the part. You gonna
I,
get the
I know
you
I
gonna
ain't. I'm claiming it. I can already see it.
right.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm gonna talk to you soon. Next
Peace.
Friday, we're coming back here. We do have a surprise guest. We will announce them next week. Make sure you stay connected with us. Shout out to everybody that joined us on here. But you gotta support money. I said Monday Mondays. Meaghan, it is Friday. You gotta support Black Wall Street Challenge. Make sure y'all follow him because I already know what you got coming up. There's
Oh yeah.
so many that brewing. I just can't wait.
Yeah, we got some irons in the fire right now. Yeah.
I know. All right. Anything before we close out?
Hey, go on, show some love to a black owned business today, y'all. It's your boy Self Ruler. Peace.